Melissa here, and I was just getting ready to make some 2-ingredient bagels, and I thought I'd bring you along and show you how easy this is to do at home with your Pampered Chef Donut Pan. Now, the products that I'm going to be using today are the pan that I just mentioned, the donut pan, the kitchen spritzer, and I'm going to use the basting brush to help me coat my tray. First thing I've done is make my dough. So this is so simple. If you haven't made 2-ingredient bagels before, you're about to have your mind blown because the texture is so good. Everything about them is so good, and you make them using all your favorite toppings and sorts of things at home. So I've used 3 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of Greek yogurt, and I've mixed it all up and I've let it sit for about 5 minutes, okay? Now the next thing I'm going to do, push it down a little bit just so I have a flat kind of piece to work with. I can make it look a little bit even. I'm going to cut this into 12 pieces. So I have my knife here. Watch your fingers as you cut. I'm going to keep you safe. I'm going to do 6 just to make them even. And then I'm going to divide that 6 again into 12. Okay, so far so good, right? So I've got my 12 pieces here of bagel dough. Now I'm going to take out my pan and I'm going to treat the pan first. I'm going to prep it before we put it in. That's where this comes in so handy. You might notice that when you use a baking pan, if you use cooking spray on it, sometimes it leaves a sticky residue and you know, it builds up over time on your pan. So the kitchen spritzer allows you to use oils that you like. You can use vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, whatever you love. You can put right in here. You put this top on and give it a few poops, and then it's ready to go. So this is going to coat my pan and fill those wells a little bit. Then I'm just going to use my basting brush and make sure I have those bagel holes covered in a nice thin layer of oil. And that's ready to go. Good. And I'm just going to roll my dough, get it ready to put in. Now you can make plain bagels or you can add a topping. I'm making everything bagels today. So I've made a mix just out of spices in my cabinet. I have some sesame seeds, some dried onions, some dried garlic, some sea salt flakes. I put all that in there. And all I'm going to do is sprinkle that in each well of my donut pan as I put in my bagels. All right, so I've taken one of those 12 pieces. There's Lucy. And I've made it into sort of a rolled out log. I'm going to put a little bit of my everything sprinkles here in my pan. And this will season them up. I'm only going to make 6 with seasoning and 6 without, because me and my husband will love the 6 with, and my kids will love the plain. But that's all there is to that. Now I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to fold it and mold it into the donut pan. Okay, I'll do that with another one. Roll it out and kind of make it a long piece of dough. Now, even though I've divided it into 12, they don't all have to be perfect. Some can be bigger, some can be smaller. As long as they're pretty close to proportion, they'll bake evenly. Make one more here. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing this with the last pieces of dough, and then I'm going to put them in the oven and I'm going to bake them on 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, let me show you these ones, and I'll come back to you as I'm pulling them out of the oven and show you the finished product. Hey, I'm hopping back in before I put these in the oven. I just wanted to show you I have them all rolled and in the pan, but I'm going to coat the tops with a little bit of oil. Now normally when we do that, we usually have a little bowl with our oil in it, and we use our brush and we brush some on. But you can use this kitchen spritzer again. Just place this on top, a couple of pumps, and you can actually just spray the top of your bagels to give them a little coating of oil. Perfect. And then just a little brush around. All right. Now I'm going to put these in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. All right, the oven just beeped. Let's take out our bagels, see how they turned out. They look good. They smell good. Here they are. Now you'll notice they're a little light on top. That's normal. When we take them out of the holes, they'll be a little bit darker. Okay, let's do that. Let's see what they look like. Now, as I mentioned, half of these are plain and half are everything. Right now, I don't know which end is which. But here we have an everything bagel. See how great they look? Got a couple of everythings. Now, these smell delicious. I think I'm going to have one for dinner tonight. Just going to put a little bit of cream cheese or butter, or even a little bit of peanut butter or honey on these plain ones. Look at that. So golden brown, they're perfect. And they'll be a delicious little treat. So, if you have any questions about the recipe, I will post all the details below. And if you have any questions about the donut pan, just feel free to ask. I'll put the product number below this video, but please reach out if you do have questions. All right, let's see what we got. Here we go, a dozen fresh bagels.